one of the important things that we've talked about a lot is telling our unit story, but what recommendations do you have for balancing telling our services story and telling the unit story?
So that's a good question. So first off, you have to understand your audience. Know who your audience is. What often happens, I'm going to give you a quick example. And this is kind of a brand story and an understanding your audience story as well. If you go by I-70, 1st Infantry Division, Fort Riley, and you're going on I-70, hundreds of thousands of folks go by that every single day, right? There's an opportunity, because it's butt up right against I-70, to every day tell a little bit of the story, let them know, the audience, who's driving by that every single day, the fact that America's Army is right there in the heartland of America. And these are Americans that are just traversing across the country. Yet what do we have on the big water tank that's out there?
Big red one.
We had this green square. I'm going to talk to you in terms that people think, right? We had a green square with a green triangle and this red one. So you are the 99% of America that doesn't have a connection to the military, much less those that might, that could be in another service or have never served in the Army. And you look up and you say, what is that red one on that water tank? And I love 1st Infantry Division, there's nothing against them. Does that mean that there's one cow in the pasture next to it? Oh, there's one helicopter there. This is one water tank, number one. I'm going to see number two when I go down the road a little bit further, right? So my point is, know your audience. Don't assume when you're talking to somebody and trying to tell a local story. Esprit de corps, cohesion, unit, what we do is essential, but you've got to understand the audience you're talking to. A lot of people don't understand what that one was. So if you're trying to tell a local or unit story, make sure that it is to an audience that understands it and wants to know it, and that you're going to kind of be able to measure what you're trying to get out of by telling that story. If it's an internal Army audience and you want to talk about it, or a unit, morale, cohesion, you want to get the esprit de corps up, you're talking about, we all do it. That's why we wear regimental affiliation. That's why we have patches on our shoulders. That's why we do all these things. But when you're talking to an external audience, you've got to be able to communicate to that audience. So guess what's up there now? What's up there now is the #1 brand in the United States military. Do you know what that is? The #1 icon that's recognizable by the American people. What is it? It's on my body. Right here. Right there. That is up there now. The gold and the black with the star that says U.S. Army. It is the most recognizable brand in the United States of America for our military right now, today. And you are starting to see this everywhere. Because we've got to know who we talk to. Let's stop talking to ourselves and start talking to the audiences that understand what it is we're trying to communicate. And so my point to that is you should always, no matter who it is, talk about your Army and give an Army message. And then you've got to know that discrete audience you're talking to and what it is that they want to know and need to know and understand about your specific unit or organization, which helps to tell your story for a purpose, and do both at the same time. And so, again, we love to think that everyone lives in our mind and that they know exactly what we're saying. But as you've seen from my speech, how many acronyms have I given you? I know when I walk into a room, I understand that I have a very diverse audience. International, interagency, civilians, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard. And oh, by the way, that this is being filmed. And there are going to be folks that you have to communicate to that understand what it is you're saying. And you have to start as a public affairs professional getting into a lexicon and an understanding of when you walk into a room of knowing the audience, understanding what it is, try and put yourself in their mind. I have tried. I am almost 50 years old, and to today, I still cannot read minds. And nor can other people. So you have to communicate effectively and know your audience and at least try to understand who your audience is. And if not, then be prepared to listen, which is why you guys are going to give me more questions probably. So hopefully that answered it for you.